Hey there, thank you for joining me. Is your life chaotic? Are you at a stage where you are spinning plates and you just don't know which way to turn? Maybe that spinning plates is your badge of honour. I fell into that trap. This episode is for you. It's all about self-care, and we're going to put you back on your agenda. My name is Cai Graham. I am author of The Teen Toolbox, which is really equipping parents and teenagers with the tools for navigating adolescence. It is my mission to support parents so that they can support their children, so that together we can build a mentally healthier and happier generation of young people. So why, Cai Graham, are you talking about self-care? Well, I'll tell you. Because we as parents are very, very good at putting ourselves right at the bottom of the to-do list. Because we've got to take people to rugby practice, because we've got to make sure that the violin's in the right place, that we've got to do packed lunches, the fact that we've got to, we feel that we've got to create these wonderful meals, the fact that we've got to make sure that everyone is happy, and the fact that everyone is living the life that they need to live, that by the time we get to us, we are knackered and frazzled and, let's face it, plain old resentful. But we do have that badge of honour of looking after everyone else and really not putting ourselves first. And that's got to change. And I know, if you've heard it, if indeed, the airplane safety, the safety instructions. If indeed we touch down on water, then the oxygen masks will drop down, and please put it on yourself first before helping other people. Because, let's face it, you cannot fill from an empty cup. If you are lightheaded with oxygen, you ain't going to be any use to anyone else. Well, that's exactly the same here. It is exactly the same at home. It's exactly the same at work. It's exactly the same at life. So if we are too busy people-pleasing, if we are too busy not really wanting to say no in case we hurt someone's feelings, if we are taking on too much because we think we are invincible, it isn't going to end well. And do you know what? This happened to me exactly a year ago. Coming up to Christmas last year, I was trying to be the domestic goddess, trying to be the best entrepreneur in the world, trying to be the best person that would help, the best parental expert that could have all the answers. And I was putting my clients first. I was putting my children first. I was putting my mum first. I was putting everyone before me. And I couldn't see it coming. And one day I just woke up and went, no, I've got nothing left to give. I can't do it anymore. And I literally, what I did was I decided, right, okay, well, it's not long till Christmas. Take a couple of weeks off, and then come the new year, you can start afresh and you can just, hit it with both barrels. So come the new year, I took time out and I didn't do anything work-wise. And I came back in January, not refreshed, not raring to go, resentful of people who are wanting a piece of me. But the trouble is that I had taught them that it was all right. I had taught them that I was there to answer all their problems, especially at 11 in the evening, and I'm meant to be relaxing, but oh no, someone else is in trouble. And I was resentful, I was frazzled, I was exhausted, and you know what? I had this guilt. Well, it's only me, and I'm not doing anything high-powered. I'm not someone working in the city dealing with millions. Why would I reach burnout? Doesn't matter who you are, what you do, what your job is, or if indeed you've got a job. It doesn't matter if you are not looking after yourself. Shit's going to hit the fan. Simple as that. And if you don't collapse in a heap rocking in the corner, lucky you. Nearly happened to me. You might not hit rock bottom. But I'll tell you what, you'll be arsey with your kids and you'll not deliver on time at work and you'll keep on burning your domestic creations and you'll be running on empty and you'll not be jumping out of bed with full of the joys of spring. You will be a narky old so-and-so. And quite rightly so, because you're not replenishing your energy reserves. You're not looking after yourself. You're not doing what gives you joy. And you see, the thing is I kidded myself. I sort of went, oh, no, but you don't understand. I went for a massage 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that's a bit of self-care. But it's not totally what it's all about. Self-care is putting yourself first. Self-care is, oh, this is terribly American, loving yourself. I don't know if I could do that. How very un-British. And the thing is that we need to be able to be proud of the person we're looking at in the mirror. We need to be able to like the person that we have become. And I had this badge of honour, as I keep on saying, about, oh no, look at Cai, she's doing all these things. Yeah. And I fell. I dropped from a great height and it got very messy. So now I look after myself. Now there was a post on Instagram today where a girlfriend of mine, she's another entrepreneur, and she was sort of saying, and I'm filming this on a Sunday, and she sort of said, what are you doing on Sunday to relax? And I thought, I'm doing 4 YouTube videos. But the point is that I know that I am not very good at taking big chunks of time to relax. So what I'm learning now is I feed it into my day. So every day I've got downtime. And it could be lunch with a girlfriend, it could be massage, it could be meditation, it could be yoga. In episode 4, I'm going to talk about these habits and how we build them in. And I've had to dump toxic relationships. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I've done a lot of decluttering. And it's working. So have a think about what you're doing. What's cluttering up your mind? What's cluttering up your world? Because I tell you what, you might not crash and burn, and I'm thrilled that if you don't, how lovely. But I tell you what, you become more irritable. Your energy levels are in your boots. You can't focus so well, so let's face it, your productivity is rubbish. You have increased health problems. It's only when I look back and I go, God, I was a mess. Because I wasn't even finding time for exercise. Oh, no, I'll do that another time. Oh, no, I'll just do... I felt out of control, but it's all right. I had a lid on it. And and then when it all went tits up, I felt embarrassed. I felt shame. I felt guilt. I felt weak. I felt vulnerable. And I had to, as I said, I took off two weeks. Well done, Cai. I actually finally got back to work about 6 months later. Because I had to take stock and see what I was doing wrong, what had happened. So the first thing I did, and this is what I encourage you to do, is look at your life. And I touched on it, so let's start with that, about what are you doing socially or in your relationships? Because I firmly believe that in our relationships, we have radiators and we have drainers. Let that one land. We have people that buoy us up. I had breakfast with a girlfriend yesterday, and it invariably ends up we're talking about work, but we talk about lots of other things, and she's great fun, and she is a radiator. She champions me and I champion her. And we are great buddies, and it's important that we feed off the right people. I've got another girlfriend who, I tell you what, when I come away from seeing her, I feel drained. Because it's like the Spanish Inquisition. She doesn't tell me anything about her life, but she grills me. I don't even think it's interest. I think she's mentally doing that. Oh, I need to do that. I need to do that. Oh gosh, look what Kai's doing. And she won't divulge very much of her own life, but she just takes and takes and takes, and it's draining. I leave having felt as though I've faced the Spanish Inquisition, thinking that didn't do me any good at all. I've got wonderful people that build me up spiritually. I've got wonderful people that support me in my work. My family are my raison d'etre. But I have learnt that for self-preservation, in fairness, I have gently sidelined people that aren't bringing me joy, or who are depleting my energy reserves, or who are drainers. Let's face it. And I know some of those are my family, I hasten to add. And it's tricky. And there are members of my family I haven't seen in a very, very long time. But I will tell you what, our lives, the lives of me and my immediate family, sadly, it's the way it is the better because of it. Because there's no longer that daily toxicity. So have a look. Who are your radiators and drainers? Make a list. I was watching a podcast. Was a video, so I was watching a video in my coaching group that I've joined with Jim Fortin, and he was speaking on a coaching call to someone, and this girl was she said, I'm doing all the right things, I'm being a perfect student, I'm ticking all the boxes, and he was trying to work out what her stumbling block was, and then he just went, because this girl is working for someone else, she said, I don't get paid unless I do the sales. And he turned around and he went, well, hang on a minute. What's your energy like with her, this person that you're working for? What's she like? Is she supporting you? Is she giving you the right leads? Is she, enabling you to do your job? Or is there a block there? Is she a drainer on your ability to perform? And that was the light bulb moment for this caller. It was, God, yeah. My boss is the person that's holding me back. And I've been beating myself up about it. So have a think, who are your radiators and who are your drainers? Because it can be very unpopular if you feel the need, which I did, to move away from those people that aren't helping you. But I tell you what, life starts taking a turn for the better when you do that. So have a look at that, and also have a look at other things around your environment. You see, look at this. I had to clear this so it looks smart for you guys on video. This side, that side of the camera, it's all hell's broken loose. But we need stuff to increase mental clarity. We need stuff to allow us to operate. So what's happening? What's your desk look like? What does your house look like? What's your inbox look like? What's your to-do list look like? I've got a little journal or a planner, a 90-day planner, and it's got a page per day. And there was on my to-do lists, and it was things like things you have to do today. And I'm doing so well. I'm doing really, really well. I'm doing all these things. And every single day for about 2 to 3 months, I was transferring do your Irish passport application, do your accounts, your personal accounts, not the business ones, just do your personal accounts. And the thing is, do you know what? Each of those activities, I did them the other day, 2 days ago. Each of those activities took about an hour each to do. And yet every single day I was turning the page and rewriting, oh God, don't forget to do your accounts. Oh God, don't forget to do your passport application. And yet because it was a really, really easy thing to do, but I just wasn't doing it. And every day I saw it, and it just, a little bit of me just sort of, it depleted my energy reserves every time I looked at it. And I suddenly thought, what the heck are you doing? So go and find, maybe you need a whole morning just to get rid, and that's what I did, finally. Gosh, I was preaching to the choir, for goodness sake. But I suddenly thought, no, enough. Get rid of those 4 or 5 tasks that are going on the next to-do list without you even doing anything about it. And now they've gone, I feel so much lighter. So what is it? What's holding you back? Another thing, oh my gosh, another thing. Meal planning. I love cooking. What I can't be asked to do is working out what I'm going to do each day and then going out and shopping for it. It's just, if I could be on MasterChef, and they were able, and every day I walked into the kitchen and they said, here's the bazaar, go and help yourself to whatever you want, that would be fantastic. That would be just the way I could work. But instead, I ended up feeling like I was on Ready, Steady, Cook, where you sort of you open the cupboard and there are 5 ingredients and it's, God, what the heck am I going to cook today with custard powder, prawns, anchovies and Thai paste? What on earth am I going to do with that that's going to look appetizing and yummy? So what did I do? Well, I thought, okay, I can either change my habits. No. So I subscribed to HelloFresh. Oh my God, if you haven't tried it. And we've worked out that actually it's cheaper than going to a Tesco shop and buying all this stuff and throwing away the waste. This is, without a doubt, has totally changed the way I approach evening meals. And the bonus is that my darling husband now shares the cooking, because he just thinks, oh, I can do this. It's new to me, it's new to her, there's no pressure. Let's do it. And he does it sort of Friday, Saturday, hope Sunday, because today's Sunday. But and Mike does it and enjoys it because it's easy. We don't have any of that hassle, that brain fog, that sort of clustering up your life. Oh God, pasta again? Yeah, thanks. And it's made some massive changes. So what is cluttering up your life, and what can you do something about? On episode 4, I will be talking all about creating habits that will allow you to do just this, is unclutter your life, declutter your life, so that you are able to just live life a bit easier, with less hassle. How cool is that? With more clarity, higher energy levels. I tell you what, self-confidence, I mean, taking the cooking, for example, I'm doing that now, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm confident. But I've now created space for exercise. I'm healthier. I'm better able to cope with the curveballs that life throws at me because my energy levels are better, and I'm no longer putting up with crap, actually, let's face it. I've got systems in place now. I've got a team of people that help me with my social media. I have my exercise regime. I have a few morning routines, all of which I had to put into place because prior to this, I just realised I was running on empty. I was running around like a headless chicken and no one was winning. So have a think. It might be just being able to say no. Thank you so much, but I'm not going to be able to do that. You don't have to say why. You don't have to have a convoluted, argument. Oh no, you can't because what I've got planned instead. No, you don't have to. Just, I'm really sorry, I can't make that. How liberating is that? And now, instead of saying, yep, I'll get that to you, or go quickly, I'll get that to you by the end of the day, and then be under real pressure, you say, listen, Absolutely. I'll get that to you. I'll get that to you as soon as possible. I guarantee it'll be by the end of the week. And then everyone's got expectations. Everyone knows what's happening. Everyone knows that what the boundaries are, what the ground rules are. You don't have to be Superwoman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, whoever, who's got it all together all the time. Build in space, build in contingency, build in me time. Build in stuff that makes you happy. Because when that happens, you are able to perform better. You're able to look after those you love better. You're able to reach the deadlines, the realistic deadlines. And you're able to like who you see in the mirror. So, as a parent especially, get back on the top of that agenda, because I tell you, when you can lead from the front, when you are leading your family with full energy reserves, with confidence, with knowledge that you are on top of this, you've got this. Everyone gets that vibe. Everyone settles. Everyone knows, oh yeah, mum's got this, dad's got this. Because you actually feel like you're in the big league again. Rather than chasing your tail, rather than feeling frazzled, rather than, I don't know, driving into the nursery with 1 minute to spare, sort of thinking, God, thank God I made it this time, with the guilt that yours is the last child to be picked up, or whatever. Let's put an end to that. Because when you're on top form, so are your kids. And as you remember, it is my mission to support you parents so that you can support your own kids, so that together we can build a mentally healthier and happier generation of young people. Much love. And next episode, again about self-care, is getting rid of that negativity, getting rid of that moaning myrtle in your head. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.